Welcome back to the Constitutionals. This is Chad, wrapping up the intros. Hey, welcome back to the Constitutionals. I'm Chad. I'm the guy who's hosted this. This is C Plus Comedy's premier podcast about, stuff about being. I don't know what it's about. Anyway, welcome back to Constitutionals, an audio diary of sorts from me, the host Chad White. I've said this like 7 or 6 times. 7 or 6 times I went down. 7 or 6. That's typically the order in which people go. All right, so little behind the scenes facts. Same thing has happened as last week. I've ended up recording this way too late at night. Not late. I mean, late for me. 8 o'clock, 8:30. I'm trying to watch Bachelorette again. Something happened with that dude who says, "Well, boom, I'm just dating this," and he got in trouble. I think, I don't know. Anyway, so what happened? All right, so this past weekend, what'd I do? I watched Prometheus in anticipation of seeing Alien Covenant. Did not see Alien Covenant. It's my fault. I'm very sorry. I meant to, but I did watch it late Saturday night. Late again for me. It was 10 o'clock. Going to bed at 1. Woo, boy, that movie was long, but I like that movie a lot. And in fact, I might even say I love that movie. And it has its issues. Every movie has its issues. But like I said 4 or 5 episodes ago, I like We Are Your Friends. And that movie's got a lot of crap done to that's not good. A lot of it is not good. But I think about it every day. And then what else did I do? Oh, I watched all of High Maintenance, the TV show on HBO. I finished it. I started it. Well, actually, I watched the pilot when it came out. Did a first look review. Never went back to it. It's a fantastic show. I don't know why I didn't go back to it, but it aired at Fridays on HBO. I only went for 6 episodes, and season 2 is coming later this year. But I do this thing. I watch 2 episodes a day of a show. I hate watching everything at once. Just watch 2 episodes a day, so then you get a little bit thirsty for it tomorrow. Ooh, it feels good. Or 1 episode if it's an hour long, and it felt good. I watched it. I burped off mic there for a second. And I watched it. It was good. It's a show that's not about the drug dealer or the main character who is named the guy. It's about the characters surrounding him. So it could be a guy who likes to cross-dress, a writer who's just wasting his time procrastinating, trying to write the next great thing, and he keeps calling the guy, and then but he's married to his wife. His wife is mad because he was smoking weed in the apartment. She's not even mad about the cross dresser because she knows it's already a thing, or how the guy gets robbed once in the season finale, locked out of his apartment, and tries to hang out with his ex-wife's current lover, who's a woman. And I don't want to spoil anything. It was great. It was fantastic. Then I watched the web series of what's it called? Get High with Us. Get High with Doug. No, it's a podcast. It's called. What is it called? Crap. High Maintenance. Just talking about it, guys. It's 8:30. I'm tired. And so, then that show was great. Hannibal's on both. And it played as a pop. Shouldn't pop. It was a good prequel to the show. I really enjoyed it. I cannot believe I took too long to watch this. But then again, the web series was on Vimeo, and I was not about to pay. No offense. I mean, I pay for things, but I'm not going to pay Vimeo. I'm done with streaming things. CISO's the last one. And Stitcher Premium, both from the same people. Oh, and speaking of CISO, I watched Bajillion Dollar Properties. Fantastic. Season 3. It only had 8 episodes, so it took me about 6 days, which is great. I watched 1 or 2 episodes a day, then moved along. Catastrophe Season 3, 6 episodes, 1 episode, 2 sometimes. It took me 4 days, but anyway. And I finished Hidden America Season 2. And then this morning, before work, I watched I'm Dying Up Here, the pilot about a Comedy Store-esque. It's the Comedy Store, but it's not the Comedy Store. And in the 70s, and I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. I'm going to review it I might even give that a series review because I am in need of continuous writing. But I thought that it was, oh my gosh, did Rachel Lindsay go, I'm sorry, I'm doing this again. She went on Ellen. Oh my God. And they're showing on the show. Anyway, and the guys are shirtless, but the really dating this episode. And but I'm Dying Up Here had Al Madrigal, who is the only person doing press for this show. There's so many people on the show, so many, what I was commenting on, so many C-list and B-list actors on this show, but they did a fantastic job. Eric Griffin from Workaholics, the girl from Wrecked, she's not brown, but she's really dark tan skin. She's on there. Clark Duke is on there. Al Madrigal was, of course. John Daly's on there. Yeah, it's a funny show. It's really sad too. It's a comedy drama. It's a dramedy, as the kids would call it. But that was good. And then I watched. So I might get a series review. I still have to write the first review. I'm very late on it. And then I watched the Comedy Central put out. This past weekend was a colossal clusterfest for Comedy Central, and they put out a special hour and a half long special hosted by Chris Hardwick that just showcased some of the things that were at the festival in San Francisco. It was 2 or 3 days long. They had a bunch of comedians. They had a bunch of underground shows, a bunch of comedians do things. Hannibal performed. Maroon 5. They had, and then what they had was they had a panels with their people, I guess. So Chris Hardwick was hosting not the entire festival, but he was hosting a TV special. And then Abby and Alana were on a panel with Alana's brother, Elliot, who I interviewed on cpluscomedy.com about his show Haunted Renditions. It was a very good poll for me. And he interviewed them. And then I'm forgetting. Oh, there was some South Park. Like if you could visit the South Park area, but it was just cardboard cutouts. There's a chili cook-off based on South Park. The guy binging with Babish was on there. He lost. They had Rory Scovel was a guest judge. TJ Miller's Gore Burger showed up and he had a panel and he was there pretty much a lot. And I'm forgetting something that I really wanted to mention. Oh, James Davis. James Davis hosted an underground show, and he has a show on Comedy Central coming out very, very soon called Hood Adjacent. And I'm now realizing that I know way too much about television. So yeah, that was pretty good. But last week, I don't know. I think I talked about Baywatch. Actually, I'm pretty sure I talked about Baywatch. But I have a list of topics I want to go over, and the first topic in that list, and it's the only topic I'm going over for the rest of the episode. So buckle your butts. That topic is television stardom doesn't necessarily transfer all the way to movie stardom. Now, I know that's a wild accusation, but it's so true. Okay? Hear me out. Walking Dead, tons of stars on that show. Tons of people who have tried to branch out into bigger roles. And let me tell you, none of them will, except with the exception of John Bernthal, who had a career before that show and will have a career after, and Steven Yeun. No one else is gonna be big. Why do you say that, Chad? Well, this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and I think it's very true. Let's look at Lauren Cohan. Very beautiful, object of affection on that show for a lot of people. Killed off. She's nobody in anything. She was in Batman vs. Superman as Martha Wayne, apparently. So there's that for the 5 seconds that she was in that movie. And then other movies she was in. Death Race 2. Okay. Direct to video. Reach Me. That is The Boy, which is a fine horror movie. I enjoyed it. And her next movie is All Eyes on Me, which does not have a cast that is anything of note. No offense. Oh, that's a Tupac Shakur movie. Oh, Oh, that's why this cast doesn't look anything. And she's Tupac's mentor. Very cool for her. All right, hopefully this is it. Okay, I would say okay. I like him so much. I think we could be great friends if we met in real life. Chad Coleman. He's not going to be the next big star. No offense to Chad. I'm not going to be the next big star, so I can say that. He's in the Green Hornet as a supporting character. Horrible Bosses as a supporting character. He was and then okay, let's go on to TV shows. Other than The Wire, he didn't really have much. I Hate My Teenage Daughter. It's Always Sunny as Z, the guy who hangs out on the bridge. He was in Roots Part 3. Arrow as Tobias Church before they killed him off. Oh, God, such a good villain in that show. Oh, I might have ruined part of Arrow for you. I'm sorry. And so I that got me thinking, because the reason I bring this up is because I used to think that being on a show like that was a way for you to branch off your career, but no, it's not really. These people go off and star in these great, not great, but these movies that are hyped up, from the star of The Walking Dead, the star of Game of Thrones, and then it just dies when it's out. I know it's not their fault, but what I'm saying is that it's the company's fault for pimping it out like that. Now I'm looking for the cast and characters. Oh my God, there's so many people in this stupid show, Game of Thrones. Okay, all right. The guy who plays Jaime Lannister. Oh my gosh, that guy has had so many. He has an illustrious career, but he's had so many chances. Gods of Egypt, which is nothing for anybody. Gods of Egypt was and is and forever will be a huge garbage pile that somehow made it out. Let's see. His name is Nikolaj Coster-Waldau. Lena Headey. Beautiful. Great woman. Wikipedia says she's divorced and she has 2 children. I will gladly be the father of those children, should she want that. Let's see. She's had more chances than Jaime Lannister has. 300. She was the Queen of Sparta. That's a fine movie. I'm not gonna lie. Dread. Actually, I kind of like that movie. She was Madeline Mama Madrigal. The Purge. Mortal Instruments. The City of Bones. Oh my God, I fell asleep during that movie. I don't know why I watched that. She was in 300 again. The Rise of Empire. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which tanked. The Second Empire tanked. 300 tanked. Kingsglaive. I don't know. That's the Final Fantasy 15 movie, the movie that came out before the Final Fantasy 15 game. I don't entirely know. I don't think it did too well. She's on Uncle Grandpa. Oh, that cartoon show. Emilia Clarke. Let's see about her. Great, beautiful woman she and I would be a great couple. Me Before You. Terminator Genesis. Dom Hemingway. All tanked. And before I say Me Before You again, I just want to see that movie did not tank. It did really well at the box office. But you know what? Not many people know about it, so I'm going to go ahead and say that. But she's in the next Han Solo film. That's Star Wars, if that's what gets you off. Not me, though. I tried. Sophie Turner. Oh, my gosh. Kit Harington. These people have been... Kit Harington, Seventh Son. The Spooks, The Greater Good. What is that? Pompeii, for instance. It doesn't, just because they have the name doesn't necessarily mean that they have the talent to be leading people. A TV show is completely different from a movie. Now, Game of Thrones, you can argue, of course, that's a season is 10. I don't know, 10 different movies or a whole miniseries. And or you can go ahead and say like that, because that's what the creator of Sopranos said when people asked him if he wanted to make a movie. He said, isn't that exactly what The Sopranos was? Just every episode was a mini movie. So yeah, you argue the same thing for that for Game of Thrones, but it doesn't make sense. If you want to put Kit Harington could be a leading man. He was a leading character in that one Call of Duty game. One of them, I don't know which one. People seem to like him, but it just seems to me that just because someone has clout on a TV show that gets however many views doesn't necessarily mean that their fan base is gonna go out and purchase tickets, or they might not even have the entire fan base behind them. A million people could watch a show and enjoy Game of Thrones as a whole and the cast as a whole. But if Sophie Turner goes and does Barely Lethal, which I think is a fantastic movie, 10 out of 10, I love that movie, with Haley Steinfeld and Morgan Freeman. God, the movie's so good. So if she goes out and does that, doesn't necessarily mean that other men my age are going to go out and see that movie, or women in their 30s or 40s. Barely Lethal is a movie for 14-year-old girls who happen to watch Game of Thrones. It's not for 24-year-old men who just watch things on Saturday nights because he's bored and lonely. It just doesn't make sense to me. I want to find some other people who are... who's a short one? He's short. Everybody knows it. What's his name? Peter Dinklage. Pixels. He starred in Pixels, an Adam Sandler movie backed by Sony, and it just did not do well. And he can say that. I can say that. It's fine. We know it was a crap movie. Just because Peter Dinklage and Josh Gad and Adam Sandler in a movie doesn't mean that these movies sell. He was really good in X-Men Days of Future Past, and that's also probably my second favorite superhero movie of all time. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so negative. Maybe Massey Williams can break the trend. She's young. She's 20. Nope, she cannot. But good for her. I'm proud of her. I think she and I would be good friends. I mean, I don't know. This is just basing on a picture I'm looking at on Wikipedia. Jason Momoa. He's had a decent career, I guess. He's Aquaman. He's gonna have his own movie. Hopefully Aquaman's as good as what's it called? Wonder Woman that just came out. He's he was in that Conan movie from 2011, not the Conan documentary. Not the Blu-ray I'm looking at right now. But he's just Aquaman. He was going to be in the Bad Batch, which is I don't even know if that came out. Yeah, it came out. I don't know. I just wanted to get that off my chest. That was going to be a video for the video series on comedy on youtube.com/C+comedy. Why don't we do plugs right now? It's time to wrap this up. Trying to wrap this baby up. But that was going to be a on comedy topic. And then this thing, I'm sorry, just brush the pop filter of the microphone with my finger because something was on it. And I now I realize that you could probably heard that. I'm not going to restart this episode. It's fine. Anyway, so it was going to be an on comedy topic, but it just didn't pan out for me. Also, I didn't want to write about it. And there's other things I want to write about for on comedy. Also, that probably was going to be a 5-minute episode. Not even 5 minutes, 5 seconds. It's going to be a 2. And I just stretched to 20 minutes. You're welcome. All right. Anyway, if you like this type of thing, you can always head to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where we've got news, reviews, features, interviews, all the good comedy stuff that only I can provide you with. You can follow us on Twitter at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. I'm done saying tumble with us on Tumblr because it is not happening. I'm going to actually delete the Tumblr probably at some point. And then let's see what else you can do. Oh, you can go to youtube.com/cpluscomedy for a bunch of stuff. Namely, this show that I do called News Time. It's about the happenings in the comedy world. It's usually 2 short stories and 1 long story. A format that was stolen by James Oliver from John Oliver from me. James Oliver is John Oliver, the guy who hosts This Week Yesterday after Last Week Tonight on HBO. That's such a stupid joke. I hate myself. I hate my life. I don't know. He didn't steal the format. But I'm very sure that somebody at Conan stole my BuzzFeed's running out of list joke, which I wrote 4 years ago. He didn't start doing that bit until like 3 years ago. Very positive about that. Anyway, I think I'm done. Thank you for listening. I very much appreciate it. Remember to go to the site, go to Twitter, follow all the things. All right. Thanks. I love you. Bye.